All right. So in this video, I'm just going to show you a little bit about ALEKS. So the first time that you create your account and log into ALEKS, you're going to have to start by doing a initial knowledge check. Okay, so it's just kind of testing to see what supports that you might need as you continue on through this class. And so right now, this is what my home page will look like. I said I had a moderate knowledge of algebra, but yours might look different than this. You might have 0 topics. You might have 100 topics. If you click on the center, that's the actual number of topics that you have learned. But if you want it as a percent, you can see 80%. So by the end of this class, your goal on these topics is to be at 100%. And all the topics that are in this pie are all things that will prepare you for the topics that we'll be learning throughout the next part of our semester. Okay, so when you go into this, if you go to the Start My Path, that takes you into learning these pie objectives. So it depends what you're in ALEKS for. When you are in our actual class on Canvas, it will say, go work on a pie objective, go work on an assignment. So if it said to go work on ALEKS pie objective number 1, which is on linear functions and factoring, if you don't really see that here, what you want to do is go and view the assignment list. So if I click on this, or in the upper left part, those little 3 bars brings you a menu. You can click on assignments that way too. Either way is fine. So if I click on it now from that menu, you can see these are the current assignments that we have going on. You can click on View Upcoming, so you can see these other ones that are going to pop up soon. If it's down below as current, or even the closed ones, you can still click on a lot of these. So you can see that I already have 100% on these, so I don't need to go in and redo those. And your pie might have looked similar. So sometimes if you're like, okay, I need to go do the linear functions and factoring objective, which is the pie objective number 1, you can just click on this and work in there if it's not 100%. Okay, so you can see I got 15 out of 16. If you have 0 out of 16, that's fine. You just click on it. Wherever you're at is totally fine. And the way that learning pages happen, it gives you a little bit of content information. There's some little like fill in the blanks, things like that. You can scroll down. There's a bunch of helper buttons on the right side. So there's a calculator. There's a video that you can watch that's made by the publisher here. There's access to the ebook, which is also awesome. Dictionary, and you can print the pages if you want. So like if you click on the ebook, it tells you exactly what section we're in for this, which is section 2.3, getting ready. And if you click on the arrow, it will bring up the actual textbook, and you can see the different objectives and get more content for you, definitions, examples. Let me see. You can see there's the play button to watch a lecture on relation and domain and range. Again, this is all from the publisher. And so again, you can see this and get some different practice, more videos, there's animation, tips, things like that. So that's all from the ebook. So you have that resource, and then you have the explanations that they have in here as well, along with the answers. When you're ready to get started on this objective, you just push on start, and then you can see on the top right, your goal is to get 5 out of 5. If you get 3 in a row, it speeds you along and you don't have to do the last 2. So you want to try your best and try and get them all correct. But if you need more help, there's an explanation down below for this particular problem, and then it will give you a new problem to try, and that doesn't count towards those that you have tried so far. If you get stuck on any topic and you want to just go to something else, there is a little drop down here. So if I drop down, these are all the topics that would be in the current pie objective. So I only had 1 left. You might have a few in here, but you can click around on there. If they're locked, that means you have to do one of them first, and then it will slowly get unlocked. If you're done with this pie objective and you want to work further ahead into the other pie objectives, you can do this drop down. And so these are all the pie objectives that need to be done for the whole class. And again, by the end of the semester, you want 100%. Excuse me. So again, this is the pie. This is all the supports that you need for the class. So besides the pie objectives, which you want to have that at 100%, you have to do assignments that correspond with every lesson that we have in Canvas. So to get to those, if I go again to the 3 bars. So if you look at this list of things here, you can again go back to the assignments. If you click on Learn, that's still working within the pie. So remember, there's pie objectives, which are more review. They're the support that you need to do well on the topics in this class. And then there are the actual assignments. The assignments are worth the biggest chunk of your grade for the ALEKS. So you do want to make sure you're working on both of those things. But again, the learn and the review here are all about that ALEKS pie. If I go into the actual assignments though, this will take me to the section assignments that I need to complete. So again, you see the little symbols here. A little circle means that's a pie, that's from the pie, that's from the pie. This little writing pencil, that takes you to an actual assignment. So 2.3 is the first one, due by June 12th. You can see that you've done 0 of unlimited attempts. So again, you have unlimited attempts. There are quick retake available. That means if you want to try an assignment again to get 100%, it'll just make you redo the problems that you missed. So when you click inside of there, this looks a little different than the ALEKS pie. So you can see there's going to be 10 questions, and it gives me the best score. There's partial credit. So if I click on start, you can see these are the 10 questions. So this is more like a traditional textbook that you have one at a time, except you get that immediate feedback. It tells you if you're right or wrong. Now there's some different tools and things. If you have trouble at any time with using those to graph or submit answers, please just ask. You can post in the student lounge if you have any questions, and I could show you how to do that. So you can click on save for later. You can also submit so it can grade part of it and have that rechecked. Now on the right side over here, you can see there's explanations as well. Just like in the ALEKS pie, there's guided solutions. So it will walk you through them step by step. Another example and an ebook, and then access to message me too. So it takes it directly to the email. And the explanation is really cool because on this particular problem, it'll explain what the deal is. So once you submit all of this, that's in the gradebook. Again, you can go back to it. It's an open submission until the last day of our course, which is basically the last day of the course. So you can go back at any time and fix these if you need to. So if you go back to assignments, if I view upcoming, you can see these other ones that are coming up, and you can see when they're available and when they're due as well. So I hope that is helpful for you. If you want to go back over any of these assignments once you complete them, you can also do that. There is an ALEKS report associated with each one. So like if I go to my grade book, since I haven't turned it in yet, but this should hyperlink and let me click on here to go see what those problems were. So this is a good place to review and retry problems because they're already like worked out and you have those answers there. But again, do it separately without looking at the answers. You can also see your overall ALEKS grade in here. This is the percentage that I will input into Canvas. So your Canvas grade will include that, and I'll enter it maybe at the very end of the semester, maybe somewhere in the middle, just so you can give you an idea of how you're doing on that. So again, if I want to go back to my home page, you can again see your ALEKS pie, and you can see these assignments that are upcoming as well. So now it's showing this on my list, that functions one, and so that's a nice view, I think. You can also go to the calendar on the bottom right. If you click on that, you can see what is coming up today. So you can see a whole week. You can see the next 2 weeks. You can see these things are coming. Look at the whole month. That's a little bit harder, I think, to look at. Let's see. So in June, you can see kind of when they're available. They start available on Mondays, and then you normally have until the following Sunday to complete those. So hope that makes sense. If you have any questions at all about ALEKS, just let me know.